This is gonna day. It's gonna be day 33. I think it's day 33 or 34 or something. Yeah, something like that. But what I'm gonna talk about something right now is something different. I just actually read. I just write an article on Google. Actually, there is like a website in which you can earn money from just like writing articles there. So my articles actually, the first one was talking about. Let me try to remember what is it, and it was about. Let's see. It was about the mistakes of learning. Okay, because as we know that learning has something to do with strategy, has something to do with habits, or something to do with how you can enjoy the process of learning. Because I think it's really important to start from there, because sometimes we're not aware of the fact that learning involves different strategies, different ways, different method, and which one of these do you think is the most important, right? Which one of these do you think is the most important? And there are three things, important keys, that if you want to learn effectively, the first one is to be able to basically doing something like being consistent on your schedule of learning. So number one. Number two, that you're gonna be able to have an interval of when the learning process begin. You have to take a rest after a while. After like 20 minutes or 30 minutes of learning or studying, you can take a rest for 5 minutes or 15 minutes. That's going to help you to actually refresh your brain or your mind, and it will help you to kind of go back to the state of freshness, I could say, a state of enjoyable, joyous. And so, yeah, the other things that I found is really important when it comes to this, when it comes to learning effectively or studying effectively, is also don't forget about that you should learn something based on your, let's say, based on your, how they say it, it's based on your, not just you want to learn something, but you really need to learn it. Like it's just like your life, it depends on it. Like, if you still remember, there's a book that was written by someone, I couldn't exactly remember who's the author, but there's the author of this book, and it was like, I think, like something of the book about persuasion. It was like persuasion book, and he was actually like former FBI, and he was actually telling about his experience all the time he's working as an FBI. Uh, I don't know, like he's just working for FBI, and he can persuade. Yeah, he can basically like persuade or do persuasion when there is, let's say, someone catch certain like kid or something as a hostage. And so, yeah, he's actually kind of learned how empathy is really important, about how you can understand one's need or other people's need. Even though someone is doing a crime, there is something they want to negotiate actually when they do the crime. If you can aware if you aware enough of how you can be empathy to the person, to the offender. So yeah, I think that's really important, that we need to actually learn something as our life depends on it. So not just because we want to learn it, but how it will impact our life. How is it going to relate with us, with our life in the future and today? Today is really important. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about today. But the other things that I also find fascinating to talk about, my experience. The first time I learned English, and it was like really terrible. And it was like when I was senior high school, I really had this like, something inside of me. Like, I couldn't exactly describe how I felt at the time, but it was maybe felt like anxious, and anxious about something. and not being able to express myself freely. And I think it was like, okay, that's a sound. Okay, then just don't. You don't need to actually care about the sounds, right? That's just sounds of the motorcycle, the bike that just actually passed the street. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Coming back to my topic, right? First time I learned English was seriously when I was in senior high school. I was really serious of learning it. I was reading dictionary of English dictionaries, and it was like Oxford dictionary. It was like a pocket dictionary, like something this small. And so I was like reading through the first page to the end of the pages. Like even my friends, like coming out of the class, and they were like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, you're just doing something that most people don't want to do. Like, it's just something boring to do, right?" But I was like felt okay if it's boring to do, but I just enjoy it, so I just kind of keep doing it. But like over time, like I've been 2 years and 3 years, I've been learning about this. I've been learning to enhance my skills and to be able to speak the English more fluently, more effectively, more, let's say, like just following the flow of the mind, and so it's easy for me to express myself, and so yeah, I think it's important to just not care about what other people think and just kind of keep going. But I kind of spent like 2 to 3 years, and it was really hard for me. Like it's just like period where I just kind of feel like is this actually right for me? But I just kind of keep going, even though like 5 minutes a day, like I was doing it like consistently every day. Like it becomes a habit, and so once it becomes habits, like everything it becomes easier. And so I learn English even more easier because I was just right now the way I learn English most of the time, I was like listening to many people like a real native speaker, who speak their own language when the first time born in this world, speak their language, English language. And so I kind of listen to their videos on YouTube, for example. Like I imitate the way they they spell the word, they say something, right? I imitate the way they do that, and so it becomes like part of me, right? It becomes part of me, so I have no resistance anymore, like resistance to like express myself in the language. And so yeah, I think it's really important to make this like language to be part of you, like a part of your life. Where hey, there's only yeah, I mean, there's also one thing that was pretty pretty interesting and a little bit crazy about the way I approached to learning English. And I used to also talk to myself, right? I used to talk to myself, even when I was like going out of my room, like someone looking at me, and they just like, well, why does this person talk to them to himself? And yeah, I just don't care, because I was doing it because I believe that this one day this is going to be relevant. I mean, this is going to be impact my life. This is going to affect my life. This is going to be makes my life better. This is gonna be, making me more, valuable in the society, in the eyes of the society, and people are gonna value you, right? So yeah, just like invest in yourself, because the more valuable you are, the more people is gonna value you, and the more people is gonna see you as something valuable, and they're not gonna let you go because you are great, because you're good, you're actually having the skills that needs by the society. You are the most precious things that you have, the society have, for example. Yeah. So that's for today. Hope you guys enjoy it, and see you in the next video. We're gonna talk about something else, of course. Yeah, this is just my time to refresh my brain, also to help me out to yeah, to practice English, of course. Bye.